In this video, I teach you how to make high-quality mockups like this from scratch using only Procreate. First, you want to find and import a real garment picture so you can use it as a reference. Then you want to turn down the opacity a little bit so it's easier to draw an outline. Then you want to make a new layer, click the wrench icon on the left, select Canvas, enable Drawing Guide, edit the drawing guide, and make sure symmetry is selected at the bottom right. Make sure the guideline is centered with the garment so it comes out perfect. Then select a brush you want to use to outline with. I'm just using my ready-made mockup line brush. Then start outlining one side of your garment and make sure you take your time with this because this is your foundation. Then once you're done with the base outline, you can now start adding the extra details. This will obviously be different for whatever garment you're using, but the premise is still the same. Now once that's done, we can now start adding some stitching. Make a new layer for that, and I'm going to be using my own stitch brushes for this, just so it's a little easier. And start drawing exactly where you want the stitching to go. If making your own stitch brush or adding the stitches manually sounds a little too complex, comment Procreate and I'll send a link to my pack. After all the details are added, you're going to go to layers and select your base outline and details layer and start adding the colors you want the garment to be. When you drag on the first color, make sure you select color filling, so then you can just tap away and color the garment. As you can see here, I'm selecting different colors for different parts of the garment to either add depth or represent a different fabric. Then once that's done, you can now hide your reference layer. All right, now we can start adding some shadow to add more depth. Create a new layer, make sure the brush color is black, select any soft brush in Procreate, but I'm going to use my own dedicated shadow brush and just outline the entire garment. We'll start off with just the outline for now and make new layers later for other shadows. Once that's done, then go to the wand icon at the top and select Gaussian blur. Then drag across the screen to add some blur and actually make it look like a shadow. Then go to the shadow layer, make sure it's on top of your base layer, select it, and press clipping mask. Just make sure the shadow stays only inside the garment and not bleed outside of it. Next, I just made a few new layers to add some more shadows, just so we can add more depth to the mockup and make it look like a real garment. Now that that's done, we can get to the fun part and start adding some fabrics to make this actually look realistic. First, we'll turn off the drawing guide. We'll then make a new layer, drag it above the shadow layer to make sure it's also in the clipping mask. Now I'm going to be using my own fabric pack for this part. Like I said, if you're interested, comment Procreate. I'm just using a simple cotton fabric for this one. Then on the new layer you made, press the N button and make sure soft light is selected for the blending mode. Then simply brush over your mockup where you want the fabric to go. And just like that, it looks way more realistic. For some fabrics, you may have to turn down the opacity a little bit just to make it look a little less harsh. Here I'm just erasing some of that cotton fabric just at the top here because I'm going to be adding some Sherpa instead on a new layer. And it's literally the exact same process as what we did with the first fabric. And I'm just cleaning up any overlapping parts of the fabric. All right, now we're almost done and we're just gonna add a little bit of highlights to make it pop a little more. Make a new layer and I'm gonna be using a soft highlight brush, but you can just use any soft brush that's in Procreate and essentially just do the same thing as what we did with the shadow, but for highlights on the garment instead. And there you go, you've created your very own mockup in Procreate and added some pretty realistic textures as well. Like I said,